What's up, guys? My name is Bailey Brown, and this is my 2024 Team MVP in the bag. I'm excited to represent the brand for another year. I really want to make big strides in the MPO division this year, so this is what I'm going to be throwing for the 2024 season. But before I start with the discs, I want to give a shout out to another sponsor that I have this year. It's called ForehandSupply.com, owned by Jesse Swain, and Jesse makes the best grip bags you could possibly imagine. I don't know how he does it, but these are the best grip bags I've ever put my hands on. I'm a big clammy hands type of guy, especially when I putt, so I need a good layer, and this is by far the best one I've ever used. And it lasts a long time too. Jesse even made me a signature model, so make sure you go to forehandsupply.com to pick up your Bailey Brown signature grip bag. You won't be disappointed. This thing's awesome. So onto the discs now. Anyone who knows me knows I'm obsessed with Electron Firm ions. I'm the biggest ion fanboy ever. This one's my Circle 2 putter. This one's my Circle 1 putter. I can't live without the ion, man. It's just so good. It makes a lot of putts for me. Also got my Proton Macro Tesla for my mini. Now, a couple special discs in the bag. I'm the biggest ion fanboy, right? So I got to throw a first run ion. Yes, I have a first run ion that I throw in the bag. This thing is so awesome. I love it. It's my understable throwing putter. It's so good. Soft plastic, about 375 were made. First production run ever from MVP. Blue and red, 166 to 168 grams. I think this one is a 168. And I just use it for any really touchy putter shot. Forehand, backhand, tomahawks even, It's a trick shot disc too, a little bit. And so whenever I get a chance to throw this first run ion in the round, I'm very happy. This one is named Bluey because it's blue. Now I got Brownie. This is a third run ion, and I already have an ace with it after throwing it for like a month. This thing is so good. It just pops up the flat, rides dead straight, barely any finish. The best ion flight that I could possibly imagine. So only backhand and just perfect putter shots with this third run ion. Love my ions, man. All right, gotta have a glitch in the bag as well. Make sure you never leave home without the glitch. It is the best thing ever. Now, I don't even throw it all that much in the round, but I always warm up with it. I always play catch with it. I always show friends it, The glitch is awesome, and you gotta have a glitch no matter what you are doing in life. So, get yourself a glitch. This one's R2. It's 145 grams, and it's really, really good. The Tempo is my perfect approach disc. It was love at first throw when I threw this, especially on forehand. It's not too overstable, but it's also pretty torque resistant, so I could hit it hard. It's just going to be dead straight and just controlled fade at the end. Same with backhand. It flies like a longer NB, so really I just like to hit it hard, go dead straight, fade at the end. Windy conditions, it's reliable, doesn't flip over even though it's not that overstable. It's just everything I want in an approach disc, and it's just so good for my forehand approach game. Couple other mid-ranges. The Lazadal Hex is my understable mid-range right now. This thing is really nice. I flip it up to flat and it just rides right. Same with forehand, understable forehand. So this thing gets a lot of work done. It's probably my most thrown mid-range is this Lazadal because I love an understable mid-range shot. A step up from that is the Eclipse Reactor. Just dead straight shots that finish barely at the end. Not much more you can ask for. Backhand only. The Plasma Pyro actually is another disc that is thrown just as much as the Hex. The most workable overstable mid-range you can imagine. Backhand and forehand, I get a lot of birdies with this Plasma Pyro. Now, the most overstable disc in my bag, my favorite run of deflector ever, is this Proton Soft Deflector from OTP Open in 2023. And my God, this thing just hits the ground. I can't get any distance out of it, obviously. Backhand and forehand, if it's like the most windy conditions out in the open, and I just need it to sit right there and reliably fade, I throw this disc. I can't ask for more. Fairway drivers now. This Plasma Crave is my straightest disc in the bag. So any tunnel shot that I just needed to flip it up the flat, maybe go like 350. I love this Plasma Crave. It's just so good. Couple volts in the bag as well. This plasma volt older run is a little bit longer than that crave and just a little bit more fade at the end, but this thing is also money in the woods. I love an older run plasma volt. If you could find one, grab it and throw it. They're so good. And then this cosmic neutron volt is definitely overstable compared to that one. This is a really awesome Dan Brooks Wells stamp from I think 2021, yeah, and it's a little bit domey too, so pretty overstable. I usually like a flatter volt, but this domey one feels nice, so I'm gonna throw it a lot in the woods for those stable shots. Proton Virus is my flippy utility disc, you know, rollers, forehand rollers, big sky annies, I don't know, crafty little forehand turnovers. I love a Proton Virus. Even like overhands that I need to have flip quickly, I use this Proton Virus. A step up from there is the Insanity for a flippy 9 speed. I mean, this thing goes so good in the woods. It flip ups to flat, turns, both forehand and backhand. I'm using this a lot. Proton Tesla, I use this a lot in the open, windy shots especially. It's really reliable. It's going to go dead straight, probably like 350, 360 and fade at the end. This thing is money. Now, my favorite fairway driver of all time, anyone who knows me knows I love Fireball. So this Proton Fireball is backhand only. It's super overstable, whether it's a short spike hyzer, a short little skip shot around the corner, or a flex shot. This Proton Fireball gets the job done on my backhand. And then my two forehand plasma fireballs. The plasma fireball is my favorite disc in the bag besides the ions, but plasma fireball gets so much work done, especially this yellow guy right here. I got an ace with it, and it's also signed by Nate Sexton, so I love that. Very workable. This one's a little bit straighter now. It's beaten in, and I could do anything forehand related with this disc. Plasma Fireball, this one is more overstable, so if I need like a good soft little spike hyzer or a more aggressive flex line, this Plasma Fireball gets the job done. And then the Flare is my overstable utility. So I used to try and throw phases for thumbers, you know, big distance out of it, but now I'm just resorting to this Flare as my thumber disc. Just control 320. I don't want to try and get 400 out of the thumber like I used to try. This is just a control 320 thumber over the tops of trees or anything like that. Plus, it's a really good forehand roller disc that stays on its line and goes a long way. So I like the Flare for an overstable utility. Distance drivers now. Got this Vanish. This is a step up from the Insanity in terms of distance and speed. It just gets up to flat, big turnover shots, and comes back. I get a lot of distance out of this one. 167 as well, so it's lightweight. The Plasma Zenith is my favorite control driver from MVP. Man, this thing's awesome, backhand and forehand. I throw it about 400, and it just goes dead straight. I mean, not a lot of turn and not a lot of fade, both forehand and backhand. For the forehand, it goes about 330, 340 for me. For the backhand, those 400 markers, perfect. So I love this Plasma Zenith. It's the most controllable disc for me, especially in the woods in long par fours. Now, the Fission Photon is a disc that, man, I think everyone should have in the bag. I didn't have it in the bag for like my first 2 or 3 years playing disc golf, and last year I put it in the bag kind of as a filler disc, and it was just so good. It was so good. I found myself throwing it on almost every single distance driver hole. Just really reliable in the wind, gets big distance. I can't ask for much more. This Fission Photon is the most tried and true MVP driver, and I don't know why I went so long without it, but I think it's because I'm waiting for the beam, the Gyro X beam. I really want that thing, but right now this thing is filling the hole very, very nicely. Yeah, I gotta keep throwing it. Got my time lapse here, and this one's super overstable. So any like good hyzer shots or in the wind shots, it's domey. I don't get much distance out of it. My arm speed's not the biggest. It's definitely not Simon, so I'm not getting Simon distance out of this thing. But I use it for those overstable hyzer shots, both forehand and backhand. Super good. All right, on to my octanes for my max distance spots. This yellow Fission Octane is 170, and it'll go as far as a backhand can go for me, which is probably right now about 460. So anything over like 440, I'm going to try and rip this thing as hard as I can and see where it goes. So I love the Fission Octane. Also got this pink Fission Octane for my max distance forehand shots. This one's 167 as well. And I probably can get a forehand about 400. So this, I try and throw 400 feet when I throw a max distance forehand shot. Now this green plasma octane is my favorite distance driver I've ever thrown. It is domey, super reliable, nice and overstable, but I could still get 450 out of this thing. It bombs, and it's so reliable in wind. And so, man, I went all of last year without throwing it, and I said, I need to put old Greenie back in the bag because this thing's so good. It's so good, and I was just scared of losing it, but I think I'm going to throw it a lot this year. It's grass-colored, but we'll keep it in the fairway, hopefully. And then this Proton Octane is flatter, and it's my overstable Octane. So maybe a step up from the time-lapse in terms of just hyzers and windy shots. This thing gets the job done. Now, my last two discs, kind of like the king and queen of my bag, are the Dimension right here. This older run swirly guy right here is just my most reliable forehand distance driver. Gets big distance, but is also going to fade at the end. Doesn't get too squirrely either. So, really reliable forehand distance driver. Now, the yellow flat run is my most overstable disc besides probably my OTB deflector. This thing is so good in the most windy conditions ever, or just hard skip shots, backhand and forehand flex shots. A lot of work gets done with this guy right here, and it has not beaten in even a shred. So, super good Neutron Dimension. All right, that's my in the bag. Hope you had a good time watching it. I had a good time filming it. So, thanks for watching.